Hello and welcome if you're new to my channel, and if you're a subscriber, a warm welcome back. This video marks the start of an ongoing playlist where I highlight some of the best handbag brands. They are the brands at the top end of the market, so levels 5, 6 and 7. I'm going to attach above a video where I talk in detail about the different levels of luxury. Level 5 is super premium, and super premium is bags that are priced typically between £3,000 to £5,000. And with super premium, quality is king. Price is not even a consideration. The top 6 and 7 levels are ultra high end and your bespoke levels of luxury. So that's bags that are typically priced from £5,000 and above. With level 6 and 7, you are paying for absolutely everything. The prestige, the heritage, the exclusivity, the craftsmanship, the quality, the service as well. And I have a phenomenal brand to kickstart the playlist. It's an Italian brand and it's within your ultra high-end levels of luxury, and it's called Colombo. I'm Anesu Sagonda and I produce educational luxury content for anyone after the finer things. Whether you're young and starting out in life and wanting to reap the benefits of buying quality from the get-go, or you're new to money and wanting to learn how to navigate the terrain, or you're into luxury but you want to focus more on quality under the radar brands, then my content is geared towards you. Colombo is a Milanese brand that was founded in 1937 when the daughter of the founders, Louisa, took over the family business. It was a leather processing plant. 1953, they opened their first boutique in Via Turati, and the boutique retailed ladies' handbags. Very quickly, the brand started to gain traction, and they formally registered the business as a handbag brand with the Milan City Hall. Fast forward to 1972, and the brand is growing in leaps and bounds, and they opened their second boutique in Milan on Via della Spiga. Via della Spiga is part of what's known as the Fashion Quadrilateral. It's made up of 4 streets in Milan that form the luxury shopping center, luxury shopping district, where you have some of the top luxury brands within those 4 streets. Via della Spiga joins Via Corsa Venezia from the beginning, and then the end of Via della Spiga is Via Monzoni, and then parallel to Via della Spiga is Via Monte Napoleone. As I said, they form the Fashion Quadrilateral, and it's also one of the wealthiest parts of Milan. Today, the Colombo boutique on Via della Spiga is now the only boutique in Milan and in Europe. And they have been in operation since 1972, and they haven't closed since. And they're the only brand on Via della Spiga that are still in business to date. I very incredibly fortuitously was in Milan around Fashion Week. A lot going on, incredibly intense with events, the paparazzi, shows and so forth. And my first day was a Wednesday, and I was literally marching to my first appointment of the day, which was at the bottom of Via della Spiga at an Italian brand called Serapi in Milano, which I'll talk about in a later video. And as I was walking down, my eye caught the display, the window display in Colombo. It's a brand up until then that I didn't even know about. And I thought for a fleeting second, oh, is that embossed leather that's mimicking crocodile skin? Is it really crocodile skin? But something about the window display, and when I peeped in, piqued my interest. And I thought, en route to my next appointment, I'll just backtrack slightly, take a look at Colombo before proceeding on. And I ended up actually postponing my next appointment to much later in the day because I was totally blown by Colombo and what I saw when I went into the boutique. It is a phenomenal brand, and it's bringing much needed competition and variety to the top end of the market. It's a space that's very confidently dominated by Hermès, by Chanel. There are a lot of videos now talking about Chanel and the supposed decline in the quality of their handbags. Colombo comes in standing shoulder to shoulder with Hermès, which is the benchmark when it comes to luxury. It's, dare I say, better than Chanel, considering the drop in quality that people have been talking about post 2014. So you get a brand, firstly, that doesn't advertise. And the only way you'll find out about it is through word of mouth. They're coming in with a phenomenal quality product. And what really got me to pay attention to the brand, to literally sit up, was the fact that two things stood out. Firstly, the variety and competition it's bringing into the space. But what I really liked was the minute they said to me, they source their exotic skin, which is their speciality, crocodile skin handbags, from HCP Group. HCP Group is made up of 4 tanneries and it's owned by Hermès. That is where they source all of their leathers for all of their bags. So immediately that to me just sealed the deal in saying this is a brand for you to pay attention. It speaks volumes when you source your leathers from one of the HCP tanneries. And coupled with the fact that the brand is dominant, it's very well known, liked and respected in South Korea. They have about 15 boutiques in operation. They only have 1 boutique in Europe, in Milan on Via della Spiga. But the fact that they have 15 boutiques in South Korea, where I have a growing audience. And South Korea and the Japanese, to me, are the trailblazers when it comes to luxury. Brands that the Japanese or South Koreans really like, really rave about, I immediately pay attention to them because they are discerning. They are almost, for use of a better word, next level when it comes to luxury. So when a brand is dominant and popular in South Korea, in Japan, I always pay attention. And Colombo has more than delivered. Colombo produces a very small selection, literally a handful of timeless styles. The majority of them are heritage styles, which they have been producing for many years. And then recently, they introduced a new style in 2016 called the Dione. And they have a number of variations of the Dione. There's the mini, there's the Dione soft, there's the Dione mold, for example. And the Dione as a style is very similar to the Kelly from Hermès, except it doesn't have the flap over. As I mentioned earlier on, Colombo's speciality is producing bags using crocodile skin, your matte and also your shiny crocodile skin, and they also work with calf skin, but the majority of their bags are in crocodile skin. And they source the skins specifically from a tannery within the HCP group called Louisiane. Louisiane work with only the top 5% in terms of quality, the very best quality exotic skins in the market. They're then naturally dyed, and then brands like Colombo, for example, will buy the leathers and then produce their bags. I will detail a selection of about 5 or 6 bags from different styled bags from Colombo. The majority of them are heritage styles, and then of course I will talk about Dione, their most recent style edition, as a way of just navigating the brand. But in years to come, I will talk a lot more about the brand, because this is a brand I'll keep talking about. Depending on the video, I'll talk about different ranges within the brand, but it's definitely one to watch and one that will be on my radar for many years to come. My first heritage style is Nuovo Wall Street. It's a top handle bag that comes with an additional strap, and it comes in 2 sizes. You have the mini size, 22 centimeters, and typically retails from about 12,000 euros, depending on the type of crocodile skin used. And then the next size up, the small, is 26 centimeters, and typically retails from about 14,800 euros. The exhibit I'm using is 22 centimeters. Open the bag, you have just on the sides, a popper on each side, so you're able to open out the bag and get additional room. Back end of the bag, you have a zipped compartment. And then on the underside of the bag, you have 4 legs to protect the base of the bag. My second heritage style is the Zeus. Also comes in another variation called the Zeus wooden. The Zeus wooden, together with the Dione, have the wooden variation where you have the wooden handle. It's made from Tuscan wood called Ginestro, and it's the same wood that's used to make walking sticks, your canes. And they slowly bend it over a period of time so it doesn't snap, and it slowly takes the curved shape. With the Zeus, you have 3 size options. You have the mini size, that's typically 23 centimeters, and you're looking at a price of about 13,000 euros. The medium, which is 29 centimeters, you're looking at a price of about 16,500 euros. And then the larger size, 37 centimeters, you're looking at a price of about 1,000 euros. The bag also comes with an additional strap. My final heritage style is the Odeon Series. It's a top handle bag that comes in 3 different style variations and 2 size options for each variation, 25 centimeters and 32 centimeters. The first 2 variations are fairly similar in that the top part of the bags are both calf skin, and then the body of the bag is either embroidered, fabric, detail, pictures, for example, or the other option is fabric. In terms of prices, for the embroidered option, you're looking at prices of about 3,200 euros. And the fabric option, you're looking at prices of about 2,700 euros. And what you will find with the pictures on the bags, they create various series, Odeon series, and they will have different pictures using major either Italian or Danese tourist attractions like La Scala, the theatre, for example, or the current series, the Nuovo, which is a major tourist attraction for the city of Milan. The third variation is the crocodile option. And you have 2 size options, as I mentioned. The 25 centimeter, you're looking at a price of 16,500 euros versus 32 centimeters, which is about 22,000 euros. All the bags within the Odeon series come with 2 straps, a smart, simple calf skin or crocodile skin strap, and then an additional strap that's a little more casual, a little more sporty, and they also all come with an additional pouch. My final 2 styles are the more recent additions to Colombo. There is the Dione, and there are 3 variations introduced in 2016, and then there's also the Tote. The Tote comes in 2 options, and it's just one size, 30 centimeters. The first option is the calfskin handles and calfskin trimming around the tote. And you either get just a plain fabric with Colombia Via della Spiga, 1955, the year that the brand formally registered Colombo as a handbag brand. And then you also have the variation where you have a picture, for example, a major Milanese attraction like Galleria, for example, a major enclosed tourist shopping area. For the calfskin, you're looking at a price of about 1,600 euros. And then you have the other variation of the tote, which is the crocodile skin. Absolutely stunning. I don't think I have seen or know of any other brand that has crocodile skin on their handles, lining the edges of the bag. It's absolutely stunning. It just elevates the whole look and feel of the tote, making it incredibly elegant, very classy and mature. It just gives a maturity to the bag. And you're looking at a price of about 1,800 euros. So you get the full crocodile skin handles. You have crocodile skin trimming around the strap. You get an additional strap, as I mentioned earlier, which just gives a fairly casual, over-the-shoulder carrying ability to the bag. Inside of the tote, you have on the sides of the tote, you have 2 poppers. Open those out and you get more, significantly increases the space in the bag. And then you also have an enclosed compartment to secure items in there. And then the base of the tote, there is a hard base which you can remove and you give the base a softer look and feel to it, or you can place it in the tote and then everything stands up straight and it doesn't dip at the bottom. And then on the underside of the tote, you have the legs to protect the base of the bag. You're looking at a price of 1,800 euros, which to me is an absolute steal considering you're getting crocodile, very good quality crocodile. It's worth every penny, and it's one of the best value totes for the look and feel that you're getting. And then the final style is the Dione. Dione comes in 3 style variations. The first 2 are very similar. They're typically shiny croc. There is the Dione mini, and then there is the Dione mold. The difference between the 2 is with the mold, the edges, the corners are a little more angular than the mini, the Dione mini. In terms of sizes, they have both have the same size options, 20 centimeters for the mini and 25 centimeters for the small size bag. Both come together with all the Odeon series, the various series, with 2 additional straps. A smarter strap, either crocodile or if it's calf skin, and then a more casual strap. The bag then has a more sportier look and feel to it, a more casual, fun look to it. But going back to specifically the mini and the mold, what you'll also find is that with both bags, they don't have clasps on the side or poppers to open out the bag. So they're fairly restricted in terms of space on the inside. The smaller sizes, 20 centimeters, both the mini and also the mold have just 1 top handle strap. Whereas the bigger size, the 25 centimeter for both, they have 2 handles on the bag. It's not just the 1 top handle, it's 2 top handles on the bag. And of course you have the additional 2 straps so you can carry the bag crossbody or over the shoulder. With just the handles, you're not able to carry the bag on your shoulder, for example. In terms of prices, for both the 20 centimeter mini and the mold, you're looking at about 9,500 euros for both. And then jumping up 25 centimeters for the mold, you're looking at a price of about 13,000 euros. And for the mini, you're looking at a price of about 16,500 euros. They have a magnetic component on top. So you pull the handle up and then bring out the other side. And you don't have poppers or zips or anything on the top. So it makes it very easy to get in and out of both bags. And then the third variation, which is my favorite, if I was to get a Colombo bag right now, I'd be more inclined to go for the calfskin because I'd get a lot more use. It's a bag I'd be able to use all the time. The Dione Soft comes in 2 sizes. You have the 29 centimeter and you also have the 36 centimeter. You have the calfskin option and you also have the crocodile skin option. Crocodile for the Dione Soft is only in matte croc. Shiny croc doesn't work so well with the magnetic components, and it just doesn't wear as well when you bring in the poppers and try and close the bag. It doesn't look as neat a look as you get with the matte. With the soft, it's a bigger bag. The sizes 29, 36 centimeters versus of course the mini, which is 20 and 25. But with the 29 centimeters, you also have, with both the Dione Soft bags, you have magnetic poppers on the side, so you're able to open out the bag and get more space in there. An enclosed compartment in the back to put in items you need to be secured away. And then on the underside, you have the legs that protect the base of the bag. And as I mentioned earlier, the bag comes with 2 additional straps, a smarter strap and a more casual strap. And as I mentioned, it's only in matte croc. In terms of prices, starting price, for example, 29 centimeter Dione Soft in calfskin, you're looking at a price of about 3,000 euros. And then when you jump to the crocodile, for the small size, 29 centimeter, you're looking at a price of about 14,500 euros. And then the slightly bigger size, 36 centimeters, you're looking at about 15,500 pounds. But it's a beautiful bag that's very easy to carry. The croc is incredibly elevated, and I like the fact that it's matte. To me, matte croc has always looked more expensive, but it's very much a personal choice. But whichever you go for, absolutely stunning options. Comparing Colombo to Hermès to Chanel, for example, at the top end of the market, with brands that are incredibly well known, that are dominating the space, Colombo stands shoulder to shoulder with Hermès, as I mentioned, and it's even better than Chanel, for example, considering the drop in quality that we're seeing with Chanel. The most obvious advantage when it comes to Colombo, apart from the quality of the leathers they use, the craftsmanship, is the price. You are getting a product that's as good as Hermès, for example, but at a fraction of the price. When you look at Hermès, for example, their most popular sizes at the moment, Kelly, you have 28 centimeter Kelly. You're looking at a price as of 10th of October 2022, £7,740. 32 centimeter Kelly, you're looking at a price of £8,230. The Birkin, the two most popular sizes, 25 centimeter, you're looking at a price of £7,210 versus a 30 centimeter Birkin, which is priced at £7,850. And then also throw into that Chanel, their most popular offering, the 2.55, you're looking at a price of £8,000. Bring in Colombo and their prices are half the price. The Dione soft, for example, and the medium size, starting price of 3,000 euros. That's half the price of both the top end brands, but you're getting a product that's on par, and dare I say, as I said earlier, even better than Chanel, but on par with Hermès. And then when you throw in the croc, typical prices for Colombo, regardless of size, they're typically just under 20 or just over 20,000 euros. So we're talking 21, 22,000 euros. That's the typical price range from about, as I mentioned, the smaller, let's say the Dione Mini is 9,500 euros, goes up to 16,500 euros. And then the slightly bigger Zeus, we're talking, I think it was 21,000 euros. With Hermès, for example, whether it's the Birkin, it's the Kelly, starting prices are from mid-20s and above. So you're getting the same quality leather, comparable craftsmanship from Colombo to Hermès at literally half the price. If it's not half, we're looking at least 30 to 40% price reduction for the same level of quality, amazing craftsmanship. To me, it's an absolute no-brainer. If you're somebody who wants an additional style brand on your radar to complement what you have from Hermès, from Chanel, Louis Vuitton even, or you're somebody who just wants something under the radar, you don't necessarily care for the hype or the fuss and fanfare of known brands, but you just want a very, very well-made product, good quality leathers, exotics, fantastic service, then Colombo is the brand for you. Over the years, I've seen so many Kellys and Birkins. I'd hazard a guess and say I've easily seen 100. And a lot of people will talk and and ah and swoon about how amazing the craftsmanship is, considering it's all handcrafted. You get the same from Colombo. But over the years, and more so when I was comparing Moynat to Hermès recently, I'll attach the video above, I felt so underwhelmed when I was looking at the Kellys and the Birkins that were in stock just across the walkway in Harrods. And I just thought, yes, it's handmade, it's hand-stitched, it's neat, and each bag is unique and individual. But Moynat, the craftsmanship is ahead, as I've said, fractionally ahead. When you look at how they reinforce their pressure points, something that Hermès don't do. When I look at the neatness of Moynat, it's superior to Hermès. But at the top end, it's not so much about who's better, because there are brands, when you look at things aesthetically, the finish, the quality, it's just a notch ahead, especially if you're being fussy like I am. But it's down to what you like, your preference, essentially. But I always look at the finer details, particularly if you're paying £5,000 and above. How neat are the stitches, the reinforcements, is the leather splitting. You don't get that with Moynat, for example, or even with Colombo. And I'm not saying you get that with Hermès, but the stitching that I see at Hermès, I feel doesn't necessarily compare when you look at other brands like Moynat or even Colombo. When I look at a number of their bags and I just think, wow, this is phenomenal, particularly if you're just being fussy. But whichever one you go for, it's going to be amazing, well-made, fantastic exotics, and a bag for life, which hopefully you will buy and enjoy for many years to come. Any other questions about Colombo, let me know in the comments down below. But please do subscribe so you don't miss out on future content, as I add significantly more brands to this particular playlist.